there is hope. There is. It looks like, as incredible as it may sound, that Trump actually does have a chance to be president again, which is unbelievable to even think about. Obviously, there's some sketchiness that can occur. I mean, that's a wild card. But right now, it's looking like another miracle might actually happen. As for his vice president, please, I'm begging you, please pick Vivek. Vivek is awesome. He is a phenomenon. There's never been anyone like him who can so explicitly explain his policy, his ideas, his solutions. It's unbelievable. He'd be such a perfect complement for President Trump. It would be unbelievable. And Vivek, no one understands in politics the deep state more than Vivek. He is more knowledgeable and more understanding than anyone's ever been. And Trump could use that, obviously, because his first presidency was literally, as great as it was sad how he was constantly harassed by these deep state influencers that, in both parties, really. And Vivek would know how to squash that. It'll be incredible. He's got to pick Vivek. I mean, there's other things going on in the world now, too, that give hope. You're probably wondering, well, why did I put, which, by the way, that's Captain Ibrahim Traore, the interim leader of Burkina Faso. That's in the thumbnail. You're probably wondering, why is he in there? Because him and other countries in West Africa are literally on the front line of this neoliberal world order that is being driven by the deep state, who, if you're not sure who they are, just follow the money. Basically, it's simple. This administration has ruined our country. I know I said I wasn't going to talk trash about Biden, but I just cannot believe how bad things have become. It's unbelievable. And don't talk about, the S&P's up, and 20% in the last whatever. That's since literally October, November. It's been terrible economy, everything down for years. And yeah, good. I'm glad that the S&P and the markets in general skyrocketed for 2 months, and good. Okay, whatever. But generally speaking, things have been so depressing, not just here at home, on a world level, because this administration, this government, is the worst thing possibly ever that we've ever had, and they are literally the enemies of our country and the world. You just look at what they believe in and what they want to do, and basically the opposite is what we should go for. Literally. Any policy they have, it's the wrong one. And not just domestically, but internationally too. And that's why I thought it was a good idea to include Captain Traore in my thumbnail, because again, West Africa and the coups that have occurred there, which are very popular amongst the populations, they literally, these countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, have basically overthrown these corrupt Western-backed, basically dictators that have been getting money from the French, in this case, for decades. And what has it done for the people there? Nothing. 70% of Burkina Faso has no electricity. And France comes in, takes their minerals, takes everything else for decades. And the money that they're, supposedly helping doesn't get filtered down to the average person there in any meaningful way. It's hoarded by these corrupt Western-backed leaders. And good for these countries that their military has ethics and morals and has overthrown these corrupt leaders. And Captain Traore, who's one of the youngest leaders in the world, is a role model for not only Africa, who, by the way, are probably the most marginalized. You talk about marginalized communities and communities that have been forgotten about and struggled. There's no Africa, the African community, especially in West Africa, is the epitome of that. And what they've done by saying, get out to the French, get out of our countries. We don't want your money. We don't want your influence. We're going to do it on our own. Actually, Russia has been committing money to help build infrastructure in these countries. And it just this is a role model not only for Africa, but for the entire world, because communities here in this country who have relied on like the Democratic Party, for example, to give them money and help them out supposedly, that same thing, the help has not in any meaningful way helped out the average person in these communities here that have been struggling for decades in the inner cities that are run by Democrats. And this is why Captain Troy, who is a role model for all of Africa, we can look at him here too and say, look, you got to get out of this neoliberal Democrat world order type mindset and try to fix things on your own, because that's the only way it's going to happen. Because they're not these it's a facade that they want to help you. They don't. The money doesn't get to you. It just gets stuck in these corrupt bureaucrats and leaders. And look, we have hope. Thank you to all my subscribers for sticking around for so long. And I'm going to make some videos of the upcoming election, and God willing, if Trump wins, it'd be unbelievable. Again, we need Vivek. That would be awesome, but there's other good options too. There really is, and I'm just waiting with bated breath for Tucker's interview. By the time I post this video, hopefully his interview with President Putin will be published. That'll be interesting to see. Obviously, the deep state is against that. If you're not sure who they are, follow the money. Make sure you subscribe. God bless.
As for Burkina Faso, we have been faced for the past 8 years with the most barbaric and violent form of neocolonialism and imperialism. But I would like to finish by saying that we must pay tribute to our people who fight and struggle.
Gloire à nos peuples, dignité à nos peuples, victoire à nos peuples. La patrie ou la mort, nous vaincrons.